Welcome back, Finca family. My name's Emma. I'm one of the founders of Tenerife Horse Rescue. This week's highlight is all about him, although he's just disappeared out of the shot. It's about you, Quarentino. You have to be in the picture. Hey. This big, beautiful horse came to us just at the end of the first lockdown, hence the name Quarentino. And we want to tell you all about his progress and how well he's doing with us now and the huge changes. Certainly couldn't get this close to him at the beginning. We couldn't even touch him. So there's huge improvements, and we want to share it to you, how we did it through positive reinforcement, through training, target training, all of these things, which has brought to you the horse that we have today. So as always, give us a thumbs up, tell us what you think, and comment, subscribe, all of those things, and we see you at the other side.
Okay, so Quarentino came to us in quite a bad condition. It wasn't all physical, but he had a lot of mental problems and he had a lot of hidden problems. We actually got him, well, he came to us as a riding horse. He was for sale. He wasn't advertised as a rescue, but we were told about him and recommended that we go look at him. And they were trying to sell him on, just, you know, nothing was wrong with him, sell him on for a new hobby horse. And unfortunately, if you look deeper, it wasn't quite like this. So when he came to us, not only was he skin and bone, but he was really suffering from ulcers. This caused him real problems to try and put on weight, and he was in a lot of pain. He was very uncomfortable, quite aggressive, and the old owners didn't know what it was. They insisted that, you know, he's fine, absolutely nothing wrong with him. This was not the case at all. So luckily for us, we found that out quite early on at the beginning, and we treated this for him, and within weeks he made a huge improvement. Now, not only did he come to us with this condition, the biggest problem with him was his insecurities. He was incredibly nervous around humans. He was incredibly nervous around horses. He's 9 years old, but he'd been in his last home for 7 years. So that was the majority of his life, and he didn't know any other way. He wasn't with other horses. He had always a bar protecting him from another horse, and he was very nervous and right at the bottom of the pack as soon as he came in with us. Humans struggled to touch him. He was very nervous if we got into his space, and you can see him regularly doing his personal vice, bit of air sucking to whenever anyone or any animal got too close into his space. So luckily this improved over time because we allowed him to have his voice, allowed him to tell him what he needed, tell us what he needed, tell us where it was too high on his trigger levels. So if we listened to him and approached very slowly, I mean, in all of my years of horses, this was probably the horse we had to take it the slowest with. But we listened to him, and he was really open to tell you what he needed, what he thought and what he wanted, and to gain his trust. Now, it's a very slow process training horses in this way with positive reinforcement, but it's beneficial in the way, and hopefully you can see a bit of this over the video. We started him with a target and a clicker because he was so nervous of everything. We had him at liberty in his own place and allowed him to choose if he wanted to come to us. Very soon he got confidence in this little blue fly swat. This became one of the strongest training tools. Well, actually, I recommend this is one of the strongest training tools I have for all of my horses. But in particular, Quarentino got so much confidence in it. We went from not being able to take him out of the paddock, not being able to touch him, to being able for him to come out happily for a walk with us, at liberty, without a lead rope, without head collar. He chose to come with us. And if anything got a bit nervous, we brought out the blue fly swat, and he got his confidence back. So with a clicker, the fly swat, and lots of time, he soon gained his confidence, and now he's starting to show the horse which he is today. So a bit more about his past. It wasn't a case of that he was abused or exploited or anything really severe, but this actually is more painful because this is a case of ignorance. This was from someone who loved her horse. You could see as she was saying goodbye, she was crying. But it was a case of ignorance and not knowing how to care for the horse. Over the last years, things changed in her life and she didn't have the time for him. He just got left. He got less food. He got no exercise. And somehow this was considered okay. He didn't realise that what they were doing was actually detrimental to his well-being. So when he came to us, he was already a shadow of the horse that he once was. So this brings us to today. I mean, we've still got a long way to go with him, but the improvement has been huge. He's no longer scared of humans. He's no longer scared of horses. He now has friends. He now can relaxed eat when he wants to, whereas before he was too scared if another horse looked at him. He's come on so far, and he's a super happy horse, and he's relaxed, and he's starting to love his life. He's putting on condition amazingly. He's actually became one of the favourites with the volunteers. Due to his complicated mind, it's really rewarding to work with, to see his slow improvements from being scared to touch to having him trust you. It's an amazing feeling to know that this horse wants to be with you, and fear has been replaced with love and positivity and an understanding, a mutual understanding and a mutual respect. This is what we try to do with all of our horses, and it does take time and patience, but it's so worth it. And hopefully this video will show you the improvement. So not only is his physical appearance improved massively due to his condition, his coat is shiny again now, he's put on weight, his feet have improved amazingly. He was left with shoes really overgrown when we got him, and the feet were all split, and due to his lack of food, he was only eating straw when we got him. The condition of his feet were terrible, but now they're full, they're strong, and they're a good pair of rock crunching there's a good set, he's got 4 of rock crunching hooves that can go across the volcanic terrain that we have here. So everything is improving, not just what you can see. What people see the first is the skinniness and the condition, but actually that's the least of the worries. Everything else is inside through his nutrition, his diet, his ulcers, his mind, and his feet. These are the really big improvements that we really want to celebrate how well he's doing today. And this is still early days of his journey, and he's just starting his new life. He's still only 9 years old, and he's got a whole life ahead of him, and we're super excited to give him the life he deserves, which he can enjoy, he can be happy, and spend the rest of his life here.
So thank you for making it to the end of the video. Tell us what you thought. Tell us what you thought about Quarentino's progress. And also, do you have any stories that are similar? Have you had any big changes with your horses through positive reinforcement? We'd love to hear it, so comment below. So thanks again from all of us at Tenerife Horse Rescue and from Quarentino. Give us a thumbs up and see you next week.